The Mumbai Falcons presents the IR Sports Indian Sim Racing League here at the beautiful Okayama International Circuit to start another campaign. I'm Justin Prince. Welcome to today's coverage here at this beautiful 2+ mile racetrack. Today, these drivers look to try and fight for the chance for a championship. First things first, we'd like to welcome our brand new title sponsor for this season's campaign, the Mumbai Falcons Racing Limited. They are an Indian brand passionate about promoting motorsport in India. This series is also associated with Volkswagen Motorsport India. Volkswagen Motorsport launched the Polo Cup in 2010, marking their entrance into Indian motorsport. The aim was to provide a platform for young drivers to begin professional racing displayed their skills on a national level. Since then, they have produced many race drivers who have progressed to race internationally. The organization continues to groom budding race talent into world-class drivers and recently won the Indian Touring Car Championship. After the Polo Cup, they have sent to the Venture Cup, then the Amio Cup. Now they're going back to the Poles for next season. For this season, the drivers today in today's coverage of the Mumbai Falcons presents IR Esports ISRL season will be looking to fight for a one-day test day with Volkswagen Motorsport Race Spec Championship cars, but also this year, a new feature to the championship winner, training from 8-time national champion in karting and Formula Racing and Raymond Benegy. He will be training the championship driver this campaign. There will also be support from his organization race team with 2-day training in a 4-stroke karting from Ray O Racing for the runner-up of the championship, as well as a sponsored race in an Indy Karting Clash of Karts. The second runner-up will also receive a sponsored race in Indy Karting Clash of Karts, with the merchandise being given to folks from Volkswagen Motorsport India to the rest of the drivers throughout the campaign this season. Drivers currently making their way around the racetrack for qualifying for today. Here's how this season will stand out. The Okayama International Circuit, which is a rookie circuit for drivers new to the iRacing circuit, will be the home of the first round of the season. Then, the campaign will head to the Daytona International Speedway for its road course on May the 10th for the second round of the season. Round number 3, we'll see where the finale was for Season 2, WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca, which put on a fantastic race. Well, the 4th round goes to Texas Motor Speedway. Campaign this season will go to a finale later on for round number 5 at the 2008 version of the Silverstone Circuit. One of the main differences compared to season number 2 is 2 race formats for this year's campaign. And that, as like last year, there will be a 10-minute qualifying as you're currently seeing now for these drivers. Then a 20-minute race. However, a second race will be held where the field will be inverted. That will also feature a 20-minute race to finish up each and every round throughout the next couple weeks here for what should be some exciting racing action. Currently following along with multiple different drivers as they make their way around the track for qualifying at the moment. The practice times pace, it was set up at the top of the pylon by the Season 2 champion and Sai Petri, who set a 122.799. He is the fastest car in qualifying so far with a 123.868. One of the drivers, multiple different drivers looking to set more times as they have 4 total laps, 10 minutes solo qualifying to set the fastest pace they can. Now to hit back on the track once again, 2.314 miles today, 3.724 kilometers, 11 turns, 6 to the right, 5 to the left at this difficult track. It was built in 1990 as the world's first, one of the first, and best country club tracks in the globe. It was designed to be used at first by the wealthy, but eventually hosted 2 Formula One Grand Prix in 1994 and 1995, both won by Michael Schumacher. It is one of the first road courses to experience on iRacing as well, as a rookie, has many different series run on the shorter layout made for sporting club and private use in today's day. But many of the quarter names, should know, are named after British drivers. That is because some of them participated in the opening ceremonies and inaugural race at this facility back in 1990. Couple of the danger zones today to keep an eye on: hairpin corner all the way to revolver corner, one of the more difficult portions, as well as at Wood Curve, where many drivers could set up passes throughout the day today. One driver who has done really well in some testing, did really well in the final race of season number 2, is the man you're on board with right now. QT trying to put in a good time. He's currently second in qualify, just 2/10 off the pole. And on his final lap, we'll follow on board with him as he goes through Williams. Emmett QT had a strong campaign in season number 2, was fighting back and forth with the tree before contact with the driver coming off the final corner in the opening stages at WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. As you can see, this run-up from Atwood Curve all the way up to the hairpin corner could be one of the best slipstream sections of the track today, one of the longest straightaways at the entire facility. The middle sector, though, is going to be one of the more technical portions of today for these drivers, with its shorter straightaways and quick winding corners and multiple elevation changes in this section, as you see right now with the tree. That'll set up things to the Mike Knight corner before going to the final corner of this circuit today to complete the laps. Now, drivers did do a test race yesterday in preparation for round number 1 of the season. The tree led all 15 laps in that test. 9.3 seconds was the gap, but there was attrition involved in parts of that. As you can see in today's qualifying, though, much different story from what was seen from drivers in the test. Already, the difference from 1st to 15th, only 1.7 seconds in pace. Very close amongst the drivers. Some of them getting ready for some of their some of them looking to try and improve. Vatas spins out on his final lap. That will bump him on down and stick him inside the top 5. But to get to the point of some drivers making some of their first appearances of the campaign in this series, taking a look at Justin Singh, for example, 10th on the board on his final lap. See how he'll do right now in his Scion in black machine. Keep in mind, these drivers are running the Dallara F312 F3 chassis around these racetracks this season, same as season number 2. Fixed setups. They do have fast repairs available if they get involved in incidents. Keep note of, just in case. In that test race, as mentioned, finished in P8 in that event. Looking to try and get a good start to his points-paying season starting today. Looking like a pretty decent lap. The question's going to be, will it count? Did he have an incident point, or will he be able to bump up from a 124.347 a 123.9? Yes! Singh up inside the top 5 in qualifying. Overall, just one driver has not put in a time in the entire session out of 26 entries today. The number 12 machine is the last qualifier on the track, and that is Sharia Kapani, who is yet to record a time. Everybody else has set a time for the opening race of the opening round of the campaign. Quickly run through the drivers as they'll line up for today when they get ready for today's starting grid. Sai Patri, the Season 2 champion, will look to try and repeat once more, qualified with a 123.182 as his official time. QT qualified in second with a 123.301, followed by Abdul Hadi, who had a 123.649. Justin Singh starts in fourth with Abdul Azim in P number 5. Fatah starts in sixth with Abdul Al-Qadir, starting in P number 7. One of the newcomers for this season in Juan Lama starts in P number 8. P number 9 will feature another newcomer today. Looking to make a statement today in P number 9, the 26 machine of Swaraj Hadal. Rounding up the top 10, had some good performances in Season 2, Padamish Yadri. P number 11 will also see a newcomer line up amongst the grid. Had a great, strong test race in Sanio Cook Day. Round to the top 12 will be the engineer, starting en route. Rest of the drivers getting ready to take the grid today. The question's going to be, how will this championship race fare out to start off the campaign? We're about to find out. The Mumbai Falcons presents IR Sports ISRL in association with Volkswagen Motorsports India is about to get underway. Just waiting for the final cars to make it to the grid. How will the drivers make their way to the first corner? How will these drivers settle how their first round goes? Everyone revs their engines, waiting for the green lights.
Green.
Green lights are out. We're underway for the start of Season 3. Already contact, multiple cars piling up in turn 1. 3, 4, 7 different drivers off the track, while Sai Petrie runs away at the front of the field. QT currently in second position. Battle for third continues. Justin Singh trying to make it work on the high side. Azim trying to run the bottom side by side, making their way down the first lawn straightaway, heading to the hairpin corner. Massive checkup from Azim on the block from Singh. Singh misses the apex of the hairpin corner. Back to the revolver corner they go. Already the gap amongst the two driver, second and third position, has already gone to about more than 10 car lengths. Side by side, heading towards the final section of the racetrack at a Redmond corner to Hobbs corner. Azim now under attack, trying to take the long way. Spin for Azim. Azim lost control in the 5th position from where he started. All while Petrie will lead the first lap of the race, estimated 15 laps to go. Similar to what was seen at Laguna Seca, QT keeping up this time with the race leader, with the slipstream. Petrie was 7/10 quicker off the jump. Everybody else crossing the stripe. Top 10 competitors were able to get through the first lap cleanly. Majority of the others had to use a tow truck. Going on board with the 5 machine as he tries to slipstream his way up to the front. Coming off a strong championship performance in Season 2, spent much of that season inside the top 5. Lap traffic ahead though. It's Lama, one of the newcomers. On the right side of the track, they get by him quickly. However, coming out to the final corner once more, QT able to close up the gap now by a little bit more in car lengths. Forced to get off the gas, back down the front straightaway. Right now, everyone but the top 11 has had to use a tow truck so far or had to use a fast repair. Everybody else is continuing to fight around behind one of the drivers who put in some of the most practice laps in the entire session. All while Singh set off the racetrack. Justin Singh in the backdrop went off the track, locked up the brakes. Lost a lot of time to the 17 at Yadri. That also allows Abdul Qadir to stay with this grouping. Kadib, I should rather say, pardon me. Also with the draft right now is a few of our drivers, including this man, Osin Katardia. The 41 machine, already a plus 10 in the first couple laps of the race alone. Keep in mind, these machines do take a fair amount of damage in that it does have the most recent damage model, meaning you can break off parts of the car, send them spinning across the racetrack, deflecting to other competitors. Already these drivers in slipstream train about 5th on back. This is currently about 7.8 seconds behind the leader, yes. But right now, trying to fight for whatever points they can. Remember, there is an invert in race number 2 of the first round. Top 2 drivers already 6 seconds ahead of the rest of the pack. The trouble spot's going to be with traffic up in front. 23rd and 24th position are just up the road. We'll have to keep an eye and see if that becomes a factor here. You see that traffic already trying to go side by side. One of them with a technical issue, while the other still runs behind patiently. Nikhil Reddy is the car in front of the lap traffic. That, once again, is a newcomer in Lama who is currently trying to let by the leaders. Both of them go to the outside line, give up the racing line. Off and away, QT gains time from that. Dive to the inside for the race lead. Huge slide, contact! The tree upside down. 2 broken right side tires for the race leader now in QT. Big moment in this round. The championship driver from Season 2 already has to use his first fast repair of the campaign. QT still off and away, but the gap to the race lead only 3 seconds. Multiple drivers nearly went off the racetrack in the battle now for second. With that trouble, Yadri moves up to the second position, has a gap of almost 2 seconds to the next position behind him in Kadib. The question is going to be, is there going to be enough pace to be able to catch up to the leader? Remember, QT did take a hit to the right side suspension. Lots of lap traffic in front of the second place car as well. That is Abdul Fattah, who is in 14th position, had been in trouble in the first lap of the race. Here's a look at the timing pylon, and all of this is constantly shifting due to the trouble seen for last season's champion in Petrie, already outside the top 13 based on when he can get onto the racetrack. Now will come out officially in 12th, should note, just in front of the 13th place battle. That is a decent amount up the road from the next car in front, which is in that set position grouping. QT has been able to pull an extra second in this past lap on second position. As we take a look now at the 5th place car, he's been in a decent battle for P4. Going on board once more. Tadia trying to keep up with another one of the newcomers. Goodell currently in 4th. Red boxes pop up under a second as the gap between the 2 cars. They do have lap traffic, which has been a factor to close some of the deltas and help close the gap on the initial pass for the lead. Toughest section of the racetrack, all the way through Piper Corner to Redmond Corner to Hobbs Corner, has been a trouble spot throughout the day today already. Track temperature, fairly cool, 92 degrees. But with these cars in this tire model, hit the gas too hard, there's the chance of snap oversteer. Good final sector this time for the 41 machine. It's to use the curves to balance, loses in the red box. Comparable times between those two drivers this time by P4 124.3, faster was P5. All while QT is still the fastest car on the racetrack in the lead. Coming up to 10 minutes to go, all while other drivers are still making their way side by side, including this battle. This is around 16th to 15th spot, and bye-bye goes 16th. Spin for the 29, huge contact behind him. For Summerwell, he stays out of the trouble. For the 15th place car coming into the lap, well, he's now a modified. Divyain Dudia, unfortunately for him, got smacked by 3 different drivers after he snapped around trying to make the pass back on the outside. Everyone else was able to get by quickly and cleanly. That has allowed a move up into the top 10 for some of the other cars. Badia Raja is up inside the top 10. Summerwell is currently continuing to try and take positions. Currently, it's a decent way back to the next spot. However, putting in some decent times in the 125s and 126s. See the delta right now, 23 seconds to the next position. However, because of some other drivers in their trouble, such as Justin Singh, who has lost control multiple times, is already in the pit lane still for more than a minute. That'll move him up. All while P5 continues to spread apart now, more than 1.4 seconds. Keep an eye on that red and blue machine in the backdrop as well. That once again is Azim closing in with the help of lap traffic with the slipstream to try and make it a battle for 5th. Last time by, closed up nearly a full second. That Islam is still in between these drivers. Having an up and down debut for him so far. 2 laps down already in the race. Meanwhile, remember, Sai Petri was the race leader before the pass and the contact between him and QT. Flipped over the Season 2 champion. One of the first major incidents for him in this series in recent memory. But now, trying to recover whatever points he can, is all the way back in 11th position. Needs to close up more than 11 seconds to recover a top 10. On the bright side, remember, there is the invert for this second race of the round this season. QT still has an estimated 7+ laps to go. That incident had moved Yadri to second position, currently losing about 0.8 a lap, unfortunately, to the race leader, but still has a decent margin to this driver. Kadib still holding on to 3rd, back and forth around 1.3-ish seconds or so has been the gap to Yadel. Kotadia still falling behind, has been having back and forth battles with faster laps with that 4th place car all race long. All while Azim trying to make a fight of that battle for 5th position. Doesn't have a slipstream car in front of him though for the straightaways this time. Did gain 0.4 of a second last time by. Gap is about 1.5 seconds to the start of the second sector. Give a shout out to the 7th place driver though as well. He's had a quiet day so far. We talked about him a little bit. The 75 of Son Io Cookday, currently running in a decent spot. Been able to keep the car clean. One of 8 drivers who have not had to come down to use a fast repair today. Currently the gap is about 12 seconds to the next position. To the next car back in reference. Najib Ahmed is currently in that spot specifically referred to as we take a look with some of the other cars in the mix of their fights. This is the battle we were just discussing for 5th position. Azim has popped up the red box. Closest battle on the racetrack for the time being. Estimated 5 laps to go. Under 6 minutes to go on the clock. Azim closed up another 0.7 of a second that time by. Major slide in front of him. Trouble. Contact. There go the body parts. Suspension broken on the 41. Front wing demolished on Azim. And that run through Williams has been a trouble spot all race long to open this round. And this time it is Katadia who ends up being a victim. Azim the bystander. Azim has a 10-second gap still to the 41 for the 5th position rather. Wouldn't be surprised to see him try and hold out despite the downforce being demolished on that race car. Because the gap between him and Cookday rather is massive of 12 seconds. QT meanwhile still leads by 8.2 seconds now with 4 laps to go. QT still setting the fastest laps out of anybody. Only 0.2 off his best lap of the race. Been a dominating pace, just that contact. Gonna bring up a lot of discussion. We'll have the reward of winning the first race by potentially starting at the back of the second one due to field invert. You can just hear how much QT is trying to battle the tire slippage in some of these sectors. Compare that to Yadri, and a couple drivers have been having troubles out of that last corner right here. Multiple drivers have been taking an extra bit of curbing and having to let off the gas to make sure they don't go into the sand. One of the reasons QT's been able to gain so much time is he has been perfect on execution, him along with Batri and a couple others, to make sure they don't go off in the sand. Here's a look at Batri, who, remember, is trying to recover positions. Still has to close 4 seconds to get to the next spot for a top 10. But looks like his fellow competitors know he is a man on a mission to recover as many spots as he can. Trouble for the 75. 2 positions lost just now, dropped into 9th position. Multiple cars are currently stopped, including the 10th place driver. The 63 is stacked up. Off and away is the 75, but the 63 ended up getting contact with, I believe, Justin Singh. But Diraja ended up getting involved in trouble that lost him tons of time and currently is still hobbling coming out of Hobbs' corner. The trouble that was involved in that corner did lose 2 positions to Cookday. See right here, the 63 having to come down to the pit lane. Major suspension trouble. Right front tire busted on that car. Have to take a second fast repair of the round. So that moves the tree up in the top 10, all while QT still rides along in the race lead. coming to the white flag, estimated this time by. Does have to get by at least 2 lapped machines. Kozik is the first driver to have to be letting him go. Then it is Avanish Gupta, the 16th place car. One driver's already let him go. Blue flags for the second machine. Petrie, meanwhile, is going to be wondering what if he is the last car in the lead lap. He's actually been running 0.4 of a lap slower on average compared to QT should know. Has 2 laps slower, specifically, in fact, on average. Does have a chance to take away 9th position, this time by, if he keeps his head on down. But the white flag estimated at the stripe for QT. Final lap on the racetrack for the opening race of the opening round of the season. Petrie now on the hunt for P9 to recover as many points as he can to open up the first race. Cook Day moving to the right side. Lets Petrie on go, gives him the spot, and Petrie moves back up to 9th position. He still has a good lap and a quarter to go, though, before he reaches the checker flag. For the race leader, though, in QT, had quick pace off the jump, kept the slipstream of Petrie, took advantage of traffic management, dived to the inside in Redmond Corner in the opening stages of this first race, made wheel-to-wheel contact, ended up flipping over Petrie, nearly broke his own suspension in the process, but still put on a clinic. Out of the final corners, Amit QT will come away with the first race victory of the opening round. He wins, and the Mumbai Falcons ISRL Sports presents the Indian Sim Racing League opening race. Idri coming home in second spot, about 10 plus seconds behind. Third spot goes to Kadib, rounding out the top 4, a stellar run for Yadel. Azim with that broken front wing, able to cradle it on home to round out the top 5. Give a shout out, though, to a couple drivers. Sai Petrie up to 8th position for this final sector, already closing in on the modified up in front. Remember the incident we talked about before with Kududia coming out through Williams. He's been trying to hobble that car without a back wing with a flopping left side body panel and barely any front downforce. Can he hold on for P7? Check up from Petrie, side by side. Petrie comes home with a P7. Kotadia comes home with 8th position after the damage. And give a shout out as well to Modit Grower. 17th to 6th. Top 10 goes to Al-Hamed. P9 still goes to the newcomer in Cook Day. Once again, an eventful race with in total 10 drivers on the lead lap. Fatah, the first driver, 1 lap down. Root in the 12th spot, 13th position. Ends up going to Reghav Badiraja after he had to take a couple fast repairs. Summerwell in 14th spot. Then the 15th spot features the 44 machine, which had some ups and downs from 24th position today. And MR Sheath. Gupta in 16th. Then you have 17th position, which features Kazik. 18th position, Rakib. Rounding out the top 20, Dudia Singh. Lama in 21st position. Abdul Hadi in 22nd spot. Reddy in 23rd position. One of the air newcomers in Chetan Korada in 24th spot. Rounding out the top 25 is the one machine and Kazik Mohan Raja. That rounds out the drivers who ended up making it to the start of today's round in what was an eventful one so far. We'll take a bit of a break. When we come back, race 2 will get underway. Field will be inverted for that one. We'll discuss that and more. You're watching tonight's coverage of the Indian Sim Racing League. Once again, in association with Volkswagen Motorsport India, as well as the title sponsor for this series, the Mumbai Falcons and Mumbai Falcons Racing Limited.